guys, welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. Welcome to kind of a bonus Starscream week video. And welcome to the video that has no chance of actually fitting into frame with the current review area. This is something I wanted to take a quick look at. Today we're actually doing a review on the Year of the Horse Supreme Class Starscream. Now, this is going to be kind of a short review. Normally, this kind of thing would actually be covered in a repaint roundup, except there are actually differences outside of just the paint job. Some of them good, some of them less good, we'll say. Right now, I mostly have him in the jet mode just to show off the jet mode. As you can see, he is a much more G1 color scheme styled guy. At first, I thought this was like a messed up print, but after looking at his box a little more, I guess this is actually like the Year of the Horse Decepticon logo or something. I don't fully quite get that. But really, really cool to see this alt mode with the, the G1 color scheme. He does still have his planet keys hiding in the back here, which are, where we get to one of our first differences, they're the same, this one sits much tighter for some reason. They're the same sculpt as the keys that came with him originally, the same sculpts, but I don't know, the plastic on them just feels much worse. Like, I don't know, like, not only are they just completely unpainted, they feel very, very light when compared to the ones that the original came with. Now, I mean, clearly, yes, they are planet keys. They're all very light by default. I don't know. It could very well be just the lack of paint. But these ones feel slightly worse. And that's actually something that I've found to go through this guy in general, is a lot of him feels just slightly worse. Like the tail fins back here, these are very, to the touch, you can tell these are a soft plastic. Unlike which, I mean, you can't see, but I've got the original here. And I guess that part's the same, but, like, there's just a lot of spots where the plastic itself feels ever so slightly not as nice as it did on the original version of him. And then you've even got things like the crown being completely unpainted. I mean, technically all of the crown is painted, but you know what I mean. And paint chipping in the box before he was ever opened. Little lame there. I'm sure I can fix it. Not too big of a deal. If nothing else, it is on the back side that you aren't really going to see anyway. But yeah, there's just a lot of little things like that. And to be fair, this is probably the last time he will ever be in his jet mode, because this guy is known for having some scrapey issues when transforming him, which means transformation is going to happen here off screen, and then I'll bring him in robot mode as well as with the original to go over some more differences. Okay, we are back where I have literally had to put my camera on top of a box to get both of these guys in shot. And, yeah, so already you can tell, for this guy being a more premium figure, the paint on him is actually quite... He has far fewer paint apps than the, like, general release guy. Again, just like, he feels like 10% lighter than this one just because of the slightly different plastics. But here's where the really weird stuff comes in. So, when I looked at this guy, we covered how, you push the button on the shoulder, the other shoulder. He does a pew pew sound with his shoulders lighting up. If you bring this arm out far enough, it starts making a sound for the gun. Then this arm, you've got the swing sound. Well, this guy has all the same sound triggers. However, and you can hear the difference in that ratchet already. Not only does he have a different sound chip, his sounds are randomized. So, the button, the arms, you don't know what sound you're going to get out of this guy. And I find that really, really strange. I don't know why they did that. Now, I will say it is cool. His eyes actually light up. It's a little hard to see on camera, but the eyes are flashing. I don't... if this guy's eyes are flashing, I can't tell. Whereas this guy, very clearly, the eyes are flashing. So there's points to this guy. Don't get me wrong. I am by no means calling this guy bad or anything. But I will say that I paid less for him in a box than I did for him out of a box. And I feel like if the opposite were the case, I would actually be really, really irritated with this guy. So, and that's coming from, granted, I'm a huge Starscream fan. This guy being Starscream, I'm probably forgiving him for things that I wouldn't forgive another figure for. I do still think he looks absolutely incredible rocking that G1 paint job. Get a few more shots of him beside the Cybertron paint job. This guy looks incredible. He is definitely really cool still. He's 80% as cool as the original one is, but there's some weird choices with this guy. So I don't see this guy talked about a whole lot. So I figured I'd mention those things. Both of them at the end of this video, or once I get done recording, I will be popping this little panel off down here and taking out their batteries, mainly just for their own longevity. If anyone doesn't know, take the batteries out of your old figures. The batteries will go bad. I don't care, because I ran into this where someone was like, oh, but I left the Try Me tab in them. Doesn't matter. Batteries go bad. Leaving the Try Me tab in there, it'll go bad. Slower, but it's still going to go bad. So take out your batteries. Going to do that to both of these guys. But yeah, weird quirks on this guy. If you want a full review on the mold, I will have a link up in the thing and down in the other thing and maybe in the third thing to when I reviewed this guy. So yeah, just throwing out my 2 cents, because again, I don't see this guy talked about very much, and there are some notable differences. Again, plastic quality is a little bit less, some of the ratchets don't sound as good, but that different sound chip, that's weird to me. So I don't get that. But anyway, enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.